There was a time when dragons ruled the sky.
So, Talmor, you know of a place not far from here that you believe that you guys can get some rest, recoup a little bit, hopefully get the former prisoners taken care of. Penny, now that you've kind of seen your home and what's been going on, what's kind of in your mind?
Fucking angry. Savage.
So, Jarrett, you were a little preoccupied earlier with, tents and everyone sneaking and had to get in there. But it all looked very familiar to you. The burnt buildings, the ash with no smoke. At least from a distance, it looked like it could have matched what you saw.
That's unsettling. But at the same time, that's a lead.
Better than nothing. After about a 3-hour trek through the woods, not really any paths on this side of the forest. It's a little more wilderness than other areas. The forest is denser, a lot older here. You definitely come across a lot more caves kind of dug out of the ground. Air's a little bit more musty. You start to hear growling in the distance, like a deep bellowing. What's Goshen's first thought?
I think my first thought when I hear that is we need to get off the path if we're on the path, and then to assess whether or not it's coming toward us and hopefully avoid this because we're all in pretty rough shape and I'm not confident in my abilities to keep the survivors safe if we get into a fight. Because looking around, I think Talmor and I are looking the most well-rested out of everyone and able to fight, but we have no magic or anything like that. We just hit things. So if it's something bigger than what we can hit, it's going to be bad.
Coming out of some of the underbrush, some of the low-lying branches, you'll see this massively shaped paw reach around, and these claws are going to dig into the tree. And this tall, probably, it's a good 2 heads taller than Talmor. Great big bear walking on its hind legs is going to just appear behind this tree.
Yeah. You see that? Pointing at it.
I'm going to drop down to my knees because I assume that I maybe know this person or thing. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just making sure. Just out of respect, get down on one knee and kind of bow. If this is the person that we're supposed to be meeting, that I know.
The dude that just decapitated a drake is bowing. I'm bowing too.
Talmor, it's been some time since you've been in my forest.
Yes, it has. It's been quite a while, actually. But I have a favor to ask.
He's kind of going to look down at you a little bit and kind of just take in all the people around you.
Speak, child.
These people are refugees from West Spring, and we need safe passage and a place to rest for the night so we can kind of gain our wits about ourselves and go back and try to save what's left and stop them from releasing a god?
Elderfae.
That's sacrificing towns and, well, generally probably going to wreak havoc. So I need sanctuary for the night for myself and my traveling companions.
Some of these sacrifices you mentioned were seen in the woods not long ago. 4 your 5 moons. They know not to come here anymore. Let's sit and talk. Bring your companions.
This thing is just going to turn, and the tree it was holding, he's kind of just going to push it to the side, and it's just going to creak and bend, bow, everything, and then it's going to spring back once his paw's kind of off of it. You can see that the gashes his claws left in the wood are a good 6 or so inches long. It's a massive just paw and claw kind of going on there. He turns, he's going to pretty much make a path as he's walking. He's going to kind of scoot his feet, kind of kicking things out of the way. Kind of see he might be doing this as just how he walks, or mainly to kind of help get you guys through this section faster, since it's not really an actual path laid out.
No, just motion to everybody to follow, and walk behind him.
Nim.
Yes, sir.
So before this, Talmor was the biggest thing you've ever seen. What do you think now?
I was wondering how he would take to be being ridden. Because I was thinking there's an awful lot of people in that town, and if we teamed up, we could perhaps ride the bears into town and take them all out. But at the same time, I'm thinking they're probably not going to be that keen on that idea.
No, I mean, you can always ask.
Well, I was thinking about asking Talmor first and seeing what he thinks. Like, run it by Talmor rather than in case I don't want to offend. So I'll run it past Talmor on the sly when we get a moment. But I think it's a great idea. Be like a tank. Be like a big bear tank.
Is everyone else pretty much going to travel in silence for a little while?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. After about 30 minutes or so, you're going to get to a large glade, kind of hidden behind a bunch of, just a massive amount of trees. There's some caves off on the side, almost like a cliff face was starting on a small kind of mountain. You're going to see maybe 6 or 7 other of these bears, not quite as tall as the one you met in the forest, but still of decent height, comparative to Talmor.
Leave your companions by the stream. Let them drink. Talmor, come with me.
Yeah, of course. Kind of motion over the stream, and take everybody over there, get them cleaned up, kind of rest, and I will be back when I am back.
It's a lovely, lovely stream. Nice fresh water. A lot of the villagers are just going to go to town, washing themselves, drinking as much as they can take. I figure it's been a little while since you guys refilled your water skins as well, so it might not be the best. It might not be the best idea. Wait, it's probably a very good idea to refill your water skins.
Also, going to join the villagers. I'm going to wash off some of the soot and burnt marks from my skin if I can.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, yeah. Get your shiny light blue skin coming back.
Is this a long period that we're going to be sitting around for? Or?
Not yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
This is still kind of a short thing. Depends on how Talmor's conversation goes. Depends on how long you guys may or may not be staying.
Don't screw this up! Oh, no.
He's going to take you into one of the caves, Talmor. Kind of just back a ways. There's a few, like, almost lanterns. It's like some glowing stones embedded in the walls.
It's been what? How long now?
Probably almost a year, around that. A few seasons, at least, since I've been back this way.
And on your first journey back to me, you bring trouble's not the word, but you know our policies with outsiders.
And I wouldn't have brought him to you if it wasn't an emergency. But being as someone's trying to summon an elder fae that likes to burn villages down, I wouldn't think it was too far of a stretch that forests with a bunch of magical creatures in it might be next. So, with these circumstances, It was the best option that I had at the time.
He's just gonna start nodding his head.
I know you would not bring them here unless it was a necessity. As I said, their kind came here few moons back. They did not leave. They tried to imprison my youngest, so I have a slight vendetta myself.
Well, they do have drakes and a magical army, and God knows what if they break into the tower. So, if you have a vendetta, your assistance could be used greatly in our coming situation.
You know our hands are tied. We may be able to assist you, but probably not in the ways you hope.
Meaning what?
Let me talk to the chief and the elders. See if we can watch your friends for a few moons. But given the circumstances of this land, we will not be staying here much longer.
Where are you guys going?
We are considering traveling north. A few of our tribe has already gone north scouting, seeing what the lay of the land is. It's not as old as some of the forests here. The winters are longer, but the game is more plentiful. Might be more for our fitting.
Yeah, sounds like it at least. But what about everybody here? The rest of us?
As I said, there are still a few moons before that. If we leave, we will make sure your companions have protection from the elements. But I am getting ahead of myself. Go to your friends while I meet with the elders.
Okay, I will await your summons.
I will inform them of what you have told me.
I kind of bow and head back to the group of everybody. So, guys, got good news. They've agreed to let us stay, and they've agreed to watch over the survivors. So, I guess for now we can rest, but they're talking amongst the chief and the elders to see what other help they're going to give us, or if they're going to give us at all.
What do you think about running the idea past them of them being like kind of great big battleship tanks for us? They don't seem like it would work, but, you know.
I had kind of asked them for, helping us fighting, and they didn't seem too keen on it, but when they get back, we'll see what they say. Maybe.
Sweet.
I'm not going to rule it out, but...
Telmore, what is this place?
This is where, I guess, my family is. This is where I'm from. When I was about 5 or 6 years ago, they found me among some other things, and being as I didn't know who I was, what I was, where I came from, they took me in, and they taught me their ways, taught me to be what I am today, and sent me out in the world after I kind of got my bearings. But they helped me survive when I would have just, died or been, consumed by something larger than them out here. They helped me, and they were my family. And
So your family's kind of big bears.
Technically the adopted side of them, I guess, would be the right word, but I don't know my actual family, my birth parents or clan or anything like that. I was just left here with nothing in the forest. Said about 5 or 6 years ago, and they took me in and it became my family.
To be honest, if you told me that they were biological family, I wouldn't, be too surprised.
He's just a hairless bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
He just shaves more often.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go sit down by the stream and start dealing with my wound, because it hurts.
I can roll another medicine check to see if
It's okay.
Are we still in? Is this part of the Runewood?
Technically, yes. The way the Runewood forest is, it's all over this area. When Whispering was founded, it was pretty much carved out of a section of the wood. So it kind of split a west and east of the forest. So the further you keep going in this direction, the older and denser the forest becomes. So you're getting into the heavier sections of it.
Can I take out the dice that I got from the Elder Fae and see if there's any changes to them?
Yeah.
Whoa.
One of the dice is the same as it was. No change, still the 2 bones in the skull. The other one is now just a skull.
Did Ordok do that in front of people, or was that to one side?
No, I would have just reached in my, I've got like a close side pouch and just pulled out, and I've got 2 dice in my hand and I'm looking at them.
Okay.
Does anyone want to do anything else during this rest?
Maybe cry.
Cry?
I think the blood is freaking me out. I'm unbutton my shirt and peel it off. That is freaking me out.
I'm gonna lean over to Goshen and
Here it comes.
hey pal. So it seems like Penny's friend might be dead. So why don't you go make her feel better? Go talk to her. You guys seem close. And last time I tried to talk to her about it, I think I just upset her more. So you go make her feel better.
I suppose I could give it a try if you think that's what's best.
Yeah, I do. She's not really feeling it right now, you know? She's having a hard time.
Did you see which way she went?
I think she was down by the stream, cleaning herself up.
Okay. I guess I walk that direction.
We are forcing this.
Then I'm going to go over to Ordok. Hey, Ordok.
Hey, Tom.
Penny seemed right down. What are you going
So it wouldn't be a very long little walk for Goshen to get down to where Penny is at the stream.
I guess what do I see?
Topless Penny.
Boy, I didn't think I'd have to figure out how I would react to this situation. Give me a second. I go from a light pale blue to a darker purple and try very hastily to back away without making a noise.
Oh no.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
24. 24 total.
That was the most important stealth of your character's life.
You managed to back out of there quickly and quietly. She had no idea you were there.
I very hastily walk back past the group and somewhere else for the night.
Where's this going?
Not where it sounded like it was, but
He's just embarrassed.
yeah, just embarrassed.
forcing this love triangle?
I think it's a square at this point.
I'm going to sit with my back against a tree and like take off my bow and my quiver and drop it on the floor next to me and stretch my feet a bit and pull out the boomerang from my bag and the dragon talons and try and attach them to the boomerang with some sort of woodworking skills.
What skills do you...
I don't really have the relevant skills, I don't think, no. So it might be a bit batty.
This will probably take you a long amount of time to figure out how to do this. Keep balancing on the boomerang so that it doesn't just throw and flop onto the ground. We'll say that, you know, as you're looking at it right now, you're kind of just learning how the balancing of it works, how to make sure it can fly straight and return.
Cool.
probably won't be able to get much on it in terms of the talons yet, but you think you might have a few different ideas.
Hey guys, I'm learning.
Anybody else like to do anything before we move on?
Yeah, I'm gonna find like a quiet spot, just kneel down and probably spend the next few hours praying. I'm gonna be asking Thom for any sign about asking for assistance in dealing with the Fae mostly. So seeing if I can get any sort of sign or help with like how much time, if he has any input on my life and dealing with the Fae, just asking for assistance and asking for help to try to figure out, like, nail down a timeline, or if he would be able to have any sort of contact to an elder Fae, just to let this fairy know that, like, we're working on this and we, like, hold on, we're coming to help.
As you're kind of pouring these thoughts and hopes into prayer, meditation, whatever kind of ritual you're going about, everyone is going to hear a massive thunder strike, for lack of a better term. It is a huge explosion coming from the direction that you came from. It's loud enough that the trees are shaking. Birds are taking flight. Whoever is in the glade, whether it's bear or survivor from being captured or you guys, everyone is now looking in the direction you came. And a silence just falls upon the forest.
I'm going to check those dice again.
As you reach into your pocket, you'll grab one of them. The other would be powder.
I'm just going to look up from where I am and just say, guys, I think they got in. I think we're running out of time.
Are we going to take a long rest before the Bear Council meets or after?
After, because at that noise, about maybe 5 minutes later, Tarbin, your adopted father, is going to come back out of the cave, and there's going to be a much older bear beside him. Gray fur, a little bit of a hunchback, kind of being assisted along by Tarbin.
Dalmor,
Yes, sir.
grab your companions. Bring them.
And they're going to turn back and walk back into the cave.
Okay, I'm going to go pick up Nim, try to finagle Ordok over my shoulder.
You literally grabbing us.
He said grab him. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, tell everybody, I guess Ordok, Jerry, and Nim, who are in, like, the general vicinity. One of us needs to go find Goshen. He kind of... And then I guess Penny's down by the river. So I guess I'll go grab Penny and then go get Goshen and then go in.
Is Penny still...
I hope not.
I've finished putting my bandages on, so yeah.
Okay.
Is Penny still
whatever.
naked and crying by the stream?
I'll put my shirt back on.
Not today.
Don't worry.
Hey, Penny, can you come here?
Why?
We have to meet with the Bear Council.
Okay. I guess I've just finished tucking my shirt in as I'm...
You can walk or I can grab you.
I'm walking, don't worry.
Okay. Do you know where Goshen went? He came down here to talk to you. And then he kind of walked away.
I didn't see him. I didn't even know he was down here.
Yeah, he came down here a while ago. I mean, it's been a while. He was...
Check the bushes.
If he wasn't down here, maybe he was just... Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna go find Goshen then. Which way did he go?
Probably slightly back down toward the path where we were coming from. But I think I would have started after I gained my composure again and heard the loud noise, walking back toward the village.
Yeah, that would have been a real buzzkill, wouldn't it?
Hey, Goshen. We got a Bear Council meeting.
Yeah, wonderful. Yes, let's go.
Hey, you okay? You sure?
Wonderful. Let's go.
Did you end up talking to Penny? She said she didn't even
Didn't
see
see
you.
you.
Down
Didn't find her. Let's go.
Okay, well, maybe have a talk with her later then.
I mean, I'm right here.
Oh yeah, I guess you were with me.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's go. We're going to be late. And I walk past them briskly.
Why is he acting so weird? What'd you do, Penny?
I didn't do anything.
Oh. Okay. I guess we're gonna go to the Bear Council meeting.
He's really excited to see those bears.
Well, they told me to come, so I mean, it's like when your dad yells at you, you just gotta listen. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my friends or my family, so don't screw this up. Hey guys, I just want to take a minute here and tell you about a great company that I am honored to call our sponsor. Die Hard Dice is a small, family-ran business that specializes in beautiful, handcrafted metal dice. I personally have been using them for ages and still love them to this day. Their unique blend of custom designs and superior quality materials makes for, and I do not say this lightly, some pretty stellar dice. Thank you to Die Hard Dice, especially Paul at Die Hard. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and we can't wait to continue our work with you. So, with that being said, enjoy the rest of the episode.
We all know about Wormwood Gaming, right? They're a small customer-focused company that uses the highest quality materials to craft some of the best and most beautiful gaming accessories on the market. We're very happy to be working with them to offer you guys a little bit of a deal. At checkout, use the code DOORDICE, that's all one word, for free shipping within the USA. Check them out at wormwoodgaming.com, do a little bit of shopping, drop that code in, and then give them a thank you for helping us out here at Do or Dice.
So everyone's kind of gathered at the entrance of the cave, and once Talmor gets back with Penny, Goshen's already like, let's go with Jerry, Ordok, and Nim there. Talmor, we're probably going to kind of lead them into the cave. You've been down this cave numerous times. When you first got found by them, when you were accepted kind of into the tribe, when you requested to leave and kind of make your own path at life. It's been a while since you've been down this same path, but it's very familiar to you. As the cave opens up into kind of a decent sized cavern, you'll see there are like small offshoots all around. At the very center is a large bonfire, kind of behind it against a nice stone wall. Not quite in like a throne, but on an elevated platform are two older looking bears. Tarbin is standing off to the side. There's a few others in there as well, various ages, various heights. Pretty much all eyes on you guys when you enter into this cavern. Tarbin's gonna look over at Talmor and just nod.
Look back and do the same.
Tarbin is going to look and just nod to the elders at the end of the cavern on the elevated platform.
My son, Talmor, and his companions from the east. I have relayed to you what he relayed to me. Were there any other questions you had for him?
You can see that the bear that came out with Tarbin earlier is going to just like raise a staff. Like all eyes are going to turn to her.
You saw the drakes, I take it?
Yeah.
Going to hear little whispers kind of around the cavern echoing off here or there, as some of them weren't quite believing it until, you actually said it.
I'll pull out the 2 vials of Drake blood that I took off that guy. Said, this is further proof as well, if you guys... I have blood.
You are carrying Drake blood with you.
Yeah, I took it off of one of the Guardian soldiers that were holding these guys prisoner. They used it on their weapons.
One of the kind of smaller bears off to the side is going to perk up. Again, I tell you, the wizards are against us. They are against all creatures. Again, they are manipulating living beings for their power. How much longer will this council stand idly by? Tarbin's gonna kind of raise his paw. Silence in the council. The older bear at the top is just going to nod towards Tarbin. We know of your stance, but this is neither the time nor the place for this. You can see that this one bear in particular is quite frustrated, angry. See, he's a lot smaller than a few of them, but also his fur is kind of patchy in places. What is it, Talmor, that you request of us?
Well, the first one I'm going to throw out there just because a good friend brought it to me. How do you guys feel about being rowed? Is that... I'm reading the room here. Gonna say it's a no. Sorry, Nim. The second, any help? Any ideas on what this is? How to deal with it? Anything at all, really? We're kind of shooting blind on this one.
We do not know what is going on. We can only assume that the disturbance heard earlier was a confirmation that things might have progressed further sooner than we thought. It is not our way to get involved in the disputes of mages.
She's kind of going to look around.
Our ancestors did it, and we still bear the consequences of that decision. We have decided that we can help your companions, that you freed. They can seek shelter here for a fortnight, at which point we are traveling north. This is not our battle. This is not our war.
It will be when they come for you.
You see Tarbin is going to turn and kind of just look at you in your direction and just kind of stare you down.
I'm going to hide behind Talmor.
I'm going to step aside.
We are aware that one day they may come for us, but we cannot take further atrocities from them currently.
I'm going to perk up and say, have any of you ever had a communion with RTO?
With R2?
RTO.
No. A few of the elders are kind of going to look around. We'll hear a few more whisperings from the general vicinity. One of them, another old bear kind of beside the one that's kind of been leading this whole conversation, is going to speak up.
We have not heard from the stag in a long time.
Well, I have, and he's under attack directly. You're not willing to help the patron of this Runewood?
You're going to hear more whispers around the cavern.
And you have...
I have spoken with him. It was maybe 4 moons ago.
This is new information we must discuss. Perhaps a recess till morning?
You can hear kind of a general nodding around the circle.
I'm going to sort of shuffle forward a little bit in front of Talmor and stand in front of him and say, if I may, you spoke earlier about how you didn't want to suffer anymore and all the rest of it. But I think if you let us drive you into combat, we'll basically be unstoppable. So it's just worth thinking about. And I'll leave it at that until the morning. Thanks very much for your time. See ya.
Darbin's going to look over at Talmor. I'm going to just nod and do a general motion of go.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of start huddling people out the door. Like, let's get out of here.
Kind of going to lead you guys back outside.
You may camp by the stream. Those that were held captive, we will give them lodgings in one of the caves a bit further north. We have some food set aside, rations for our travels, but we can give them a portion of it.
I appreciate that.
If I ever hear you or one of your friends speak of riding us again, I will personally drain them of their blood. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal clear. I'm sorry.
He's going to turn and walk back into the cave.
I think we might have found a hole in his infinite wisdom.
Let's not offend him anymore, please. Let's just go set up camp. I'm very tired.
I've got a tent to pitch in my tent because I'm going to actually break out the tent tonight. I'm feeling knackered and I've got like half of my life dead, so I'm going down in style.
Is it like 4 feet tall?
Yeah, it's a little tent. You have to squeeze.
Oh, then I probably can't bed with you. Sorry, buddy.
Is this going to be another cuddle party?
Please. Let's cuddle.
We're all safe here. We don't need to cuddle. We can, be comfortable. Does anybody need anything before we don't need to watch or anything because we're safe here. So
perhaps a blanket or something.
Yeah,
You have nothing.
Pants and
have
cards.
pants and cards.
I give him my bedroll. I'm just gonna give it to him. I'll just sleep.
Thank you.
You can have that. Ordoc, you need anything?
I'm good. Thank you, Talmor.
Jerry, you need anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Penny, you need anything?
She's cuddling with Nim.
Nim?
Oh, I've got my tent out. I'm
Oh.
good. Cheers, Talmor.
Okay. I'll just kind of lay under a tree.
Is Goshen going to do that thing where he's floating
Oh,
again?
of course.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And latch onto him again.
How many of you are in my tent?
I can't fit in your tent, or I would.
I'm also not in your tent.
Just like drag me in while I'm sleeping and use me like an air mattress. Like,
Nim's small enough, you could probably fit both of them on top of you. So
I'm not that big either, I only weigh like 135 pounds.
Wet. So the night it's peaceful. You can kind of hear every so often just the general thumb and walking around of some of their watchers, guards, things of that nature. At some point in the night, Jerry, you get kind of pushed a little bit, kind of shaken awake slightly. And right in front of your face is the muzzle of a bear.
Hello. Ooh.
It takes you a second because the firelight's still a little ways away before you see the pale fur of the elder bear that was leading the council earlier.
I'm sorry to wake you, but Perhaps you can join me for a stroll.
Yeah, sure. I can come with you.
And she's kind of just gonna shuffle off to the side and wait for you to kind of get up and get your bearings a little bit.
Yeah, I just kind of get up, grab my staff, and leave everything else where it was. Start walking with her.
After you guys get a little ways into the forest up one of the trails, she's not taking you really outside of the encampment, but just in sections you just haven't been yet.
I can smell it on you, you know. Whoever trained you didn't quite teach you fully, did they?
No, most of it was pretty rudimentary. Actually, most of it was from books.
If there was more time, I would assist you at some point. But given the current affair of things, that's not in the cards, unfortunately. Hopefully the outburst earlier in regards to the wicked ways of mages did not upset you.
No, I understand that there's a difference between the people that use magic and magic itself. And it's the people that use it for the wrong reasons. They're the ones that do wicked things, not the magic.
That is something you don't learn from a book. I'm glad to see your teacher taught you something.
Well, I attribute that more to my uncle than the teacher, but...
She'll nod slightly and kind of continue walking with you down the path.
I hope this isn't too straightforward, but the council and I are at an impasse. Most of us agree with one thing, more of us another. I am going against tradition and going against the will of my tribe, but I believe I am doing the right thing.
And she's going to slowly kind of reach into a pouch around her neck and is going to just pretty much offer you this intricately carved spiral almost. The light is a little dim to actually make out a lot of the details. You can feel at your fingertips. It's very well carved, about maybe 3 or 4 inches tall, a spiral. The center is completely hollow.
This should help assist you and make up some lack of teaching, in lack of better terms.
And she's going to look around a little bit, kind of keeping her voice down.
This is my focus. I give to you.
Really?
There's not much I can offer the others. You were the only one I could smell it on.
This is... I'm humbled, I'm honored. I understand the importance of this. Thank you very much.
You traveled with my grandson. I wish I could help him more directly, but my talents are not his.
Then, in that case, I'll accept your gift, and I'll accept it with the promise that I'll watch after your grandson.
Thank you for that. He is a good boy, perhaps not the smartest, but his heart is in the right place. It will take some time for you to adjust to that, but give it a few nights, and it will see you as its owner.
Okay.
Sleep well.
And she'll kind of go off down the path, slowly, kind of a hunched walk.
All right. I guess I'll go to bed now with my new toy.
Talmor, you're not having the best night of sleep. Visions, flashes of things. You can't quite make out the noises that your dreams are giving you. It's a commotion, scramble. At one point, you see cliffs, you see mountains, you see a valley that you completely barren, not covered by an inch of woods. And a second later, you see pretty much where you've grown up for in the past 5 years. Forest, lush, flashes back and forth, different colors, reds, a wetness, screaming. You toss and turn throughout the night, and at one point, you wake up, a cold sweat upon you, all over your face, your forehead, kind of just drenched. Your arm is burning. Where your name was carved into you is just on fire like you've never felt before.
Well, check it to make sure it's not actually on fire. And then examine it. Is there anything different about it?
It's maybe a little more red, as though maybe in the night you were kind of holding it, scratching it. It looks a little agitated, but nothing looks out of the ordinary.
Okay. I'll just kind of stay up and I guess try to keep thinking about it, trying to remember, just kind of focusing on those flashbacks.
Yeah, a few of them kind of stick out in your mind. Definitely the barren mountains. It's something you have no memory of seeing at any point in time. You've been traveling for quite some time in the past 6 years, and it doesn't match anything.
Alrighty. Yeah, like I said, I'll just kind of focus on that. Probably not going back to sleep though. Just kind of sitting up under this tree that I was laying under, kind of pondering that, staring at my arms, kind of thinking.
You did get enough sleep. In fact, all of you have now had a long rest. It is dawn. You can kind of hear the small tribe awakening in the morning. It's a new day. Anything in particular anyone would like to do?
I'm going to pack up my tent, and then I think since we're in like a nice place, I'm going to... Is there a place I can sort of start a little fire or something and make some decent breakfast instead of just eating tinned rations?
Yeah, there's actually a few fires that they keep going throughout the night just to kind of light the area. So there's still a few that have been tended to that are not that far off.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm going to make, since we've been on the road for a couple of days and everything's been a bit, road food, I'm going to pull out that little bag of floor food and give it a sniff, and then I'm going to pop it in a tin and heat it up for my breakfast. That's the floor food from the blunted tip a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
But we all know what the floor food is.
But there's only one kind of food.
Now, what exactly is the sleeping situation with Goshen and Penny?
That's a good question.
I'm just curious.
I am just draped over him,
Ah, gotcha.
stopping from levitating.
Which means when I woke up, I froze in place until she woke up and didn't move and turned an awkward color of purple and red and tried to pretend to be asleep for a while.
I'm having a lion.
Yep, I didn't sleep at all. Ben's right.
Goshen's basically just like an awkward virgin all night.
Yeah, in my order, the males and the females were separated to sort of like prevent fraternization. So Penny's like the first woman I've actually interacted with, and then also now the thing at the stream. First time I've ever seen that.
That's funny thing.
Yep.
Oh, it's perfect.
So yeah, he's just not really sure what to do. So he's frozen and pretending to sleep.
Talmor, I think he needs some advice. I think you need to teach him something.
You're the old man here. I don't know anything about that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna save Goshen because I like look over and see him, just kind of like eyes wide open.
Yeah.
Start waking everybody up. I'm gonna save Penny for last though. I'm gonna start waking everybody else up and then go wake up Penny. Hey guys. Hey, wake up. Hey. Give Ordok a little tickle on his tusk. Hey, fella. Hey, little guy. Come on. Time we get.
After you guys kind of like wake up in the morning, kind of get things situated, pack your bags back, Nim has finished his floor food. Some of the gatherers in the tribe are gonna, take a few of the other fire pits and cook some food and kind of pass it out to a few of the survivors from the night before. They're also up and awake. We're going to kind of pass out a few plates for you guys as well. And by plate, I mean like a leaf with some food on it. After probably about an hour or so, Tarbin is going to come over to Talmor.
I have some good news and some bad news for you.
Okay.
Which
Start with the bad news first.
we cannot give you any physical assistance. It is not always. We can, however, watch over those you have brought to us. That we can guarantee.
Yeah, that's good and all. I appreciate that.
We will be sending one of our scouts to East Runewood to let them know that to expect them in a few days' time. We will escort them there for you on your behalf.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, surely I do. It's very nice. It doesn't help, us out much. In fact, at all. It seems like your priorities are a little out of whack there, Pops. This Elder Frey, like, if we don't stop him, like, you're just gonna waste a trip to East Runewood because then Elder Frey's just gonna burn that town up too. Like, I mean, I get what you're doing. I get the old ways. I get the traditions and all, but it's just so misguided and ignorant that it's hard to believe that you and all the council would come to that decision.
Talmor, sometimes we gotta walk our own path away from our parents. Come on, just they said they'd give us some help. Let's leave it at that.
It's just it doesn't seem like moving away and not doing anything to help out the other people of the forest. I mean, I get the humans, like, screw them or whatever in their towns and civilizations, whatever, but, like, the pledges that you made to the creatures of the Runewood, the ideals that you brought me up on, or helped me when I had nothing, you're just gonna cast that aside and go away? You fucking coward.
Stop eating and just stare now.
I'm gonna walk backwards, like.
I'm going to put my hand on Talmor's arm and say, mate, you can't force it. They've made their mind up.
I understand your anger. I understand the frustrations. I feel them too.
I just stop him there and, like, I lunge forward and shove him. Then fucking do something about it. Stop running.
Talmor. Hey, Talmor, don't let your anger get the best of you.
I'm gonna take my arm back and, like, grab his shirt and throw him down and just keep going at
His shirt.
Tarvin.
Jerry.
No,
Oh.
Jerry. Like, if he stepped up to try to say something, I'm just gonna kind of push him back and keep going at Tarvin and push him again.
I'm gonna stand up and is Tarbin still standing or is he like knocked down?
Oh no, Tarbin's still standing.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna stand up and like not completely, but try to get a little bit in between Talmor and Tarbin and just be like, whoa, Talmor.
Yeah, I'll walk up with Ordok as well.
I'm gonna take my flute out and try and play a happy tune.
Talmor, roll me a wisdom saving throw or a wisdom check.
It's a -1.
Uh-huh.
Let's see how good I roll. This 15. 16, so with the -1 of 15.
As everyone's kind of like around you, you start to feel like coming back a little bit, like, oh, you've never assaulted Tarbin before. You've never spoke out in anger. It's a little, you're starting to hit you what you've just done.
Yeah. Yeah, I like instantly recoil and be like, yeah, well, I'm so sorry. I can go help Jerry up. I'm real sorry, pal. I didn't mean to push you.
It's okay. Just
I don't know what happened there. Please, I go and get like down on a knee in front of Tarbin, like, to forgive me. I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I think it's best you take your friends and go. We will hold our side of the agreement, and I will take your words to heart.
I'm sorry. I just kind of apologize more as I start, motioning everybody to pack up. We should probably get out of here, guys.
It's Jerry. We found what's left of West Spring, and it's mostly ruined. And as for the people, most of them were burnt up like the buildings. A church of clerics, flame clerics, have decided that the town was worth sacrificing to their god. There were a handful of survivors, and we helped them escape, but we reckon they still have another 24 clerics and a handful of drakes at their disposal. They're led by some woman carrying a mighty big hammer. She used it to break open the spire. We think they're trying to release some Archfey Lord. Well, in a few hours, we're going to lead our assault to stop them, or we're going to die trying.
An attack? They are planning on launching an attack against 6 drakes? Are they mad?
They are doing what they believe is right.
They're dragon fodder. This goes back to what I was saying all along. We must send word to Ironclad. We must get the shield and the cloaks here as soon as possible.
As much as I hate to admit it, Vanifir, I agree with you. It's too much. We lost 3 squads already, and this fourth one
is a joke.
They lasted this long, did they not?
I chalk that up to sheer dumb luck. They don't stand a chance.
They are giving us what we need right now, and that is time to act. If 6 is what it takes to save the hundreds we have here, then so be it. From what we know, they stood up against a drake, possibly even a few scouting parties. For them to get that close and rescue some villagers, I believe they might be more than what they appear.
Oh, come now, wizard.
But I agree with you, Vanifir.
At that moment, both Lord Skarn and Vanifir are turning and looking directly at Master Alwyn. Vanifir has her mouth open, gaping just a little bit. A look of surprise washed across her face.
You agree with me? The first time in, what? A decade? Maybe a little longer?
Enough, Vanifir. We threw an agreement. We will send word to Ironclad. We will begin the evacuation. I believe we 3 should stay. Go down with the ship, as they say. We are not the only ones that are staying. The guards will accompany the townsfolk heading towards Ironclad. The Grey Cloaks, however, will stay with us. I'm going to reposition them from the former guild hall and the tower and move them to defense around the city nearest to the forest. They have bought us some time. We must use it wisely so that all is not completely for loss.
And what if drakes are on their way here now? What if one could be here in the next hour?
I believe that to be highly unlikely.
And why is that, wizard?
The Guardian, of course.
There is no such thing as the guardian of the forest. That religion is old and backwards.
Believe what you might, but I believe that as long as the Guardian walks, we are safe. Nothing will come through that forest.
Enough, both of you. Guardian, no guardian. Those 6 have bought us time, and I'm not going to waste it. Travell, send with the Ironclad immediately. Send Spell, send Bird, I don't care. Get word there yesterday. Venifer, talk to whatever contacts you have in the city. Start getting supplies ready. I will mobilize the guard and the Greycloaks. Meet me back here in an hour as we evacuate East Runewood. If this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. Do or Dice is produced weekly for your enjoyment. Show notes, character sheets, and bios can be found at doordicepodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook at Do or Dice Podcast. Do or Dice is a very new podcast. Please give us a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you shop for your podcast. Thank you again for your support, and check us out next week. Same dice time, same dice channel.
There was a time when dragons ruled the sky.